Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to another Next Level Broadcasting presentation of Traverse City St. Francis Athletics, their high school varsity boys basketball team coming up the road to Bellaire to take on the Eagles. But before we begin in this game, ladies and gentlemen, there's a very special presentation for a former coach, a Hall of Fame coach that is, for the Bellaire Eagles. He coached between baseball, girls basketball, and boys basketball over the span of some 46 years. And he'll be honored tonight with a very, very special dedication of leadership, honoring his legacy of achievement and excellence. So this will be for former head coach Stan Sexton of both girls and boys varsity basketball, boys and girls basketball. And we will send it down to the PA announcer for this very special presentation.
What? He's coming. Yeah, he's coming.
One more time.
We'd like all Stan's former players and coaches, anyone who played for Stan, coached with Stan, and his family to please come join him at center court.
Stan is a big reason why I wanted to coach and why I'm here today, because he was an inspiration and he was super supportive of me as a young coach getting started. He always had a kind word after games and gave me a lot of opportunities to move forward and become a better coach. So I appreciate it. Their coaching staff and their players for sharing this moment with us. I know Sean's pretty excited about it. Sean was a former player for Stan and a Bellaire alum, so I'm going to hand the mic over to Sean, and he's going to say a couple quick words.
I'll try to be quicker than that. First of all, thanks Paul, Brad, Katie, everyone at Bellaire here to help put this together. It's probably long overdue, but I'm really glad to be a part of it. I know that. I think it goes without saying that Coach made me a better player. Made me, I think, the kind of coach I am today. There's a lot of things that I'm probably not allowed to use some of those things anymore. But I used a lot of the things I learned from him, and he's definitely made me a better man. You knew how to get the most out of your players. For me, it was if I looked too happy or smiling too much in warm-ups, you knew that was a problem, so you found a way to make me mad. Even if it was at you. And, you know, forever I just thought, man, he doesn't like me. But later in life, you told me that that was on purpose and there was some motivation behind that because I played better when I was angry. So thank you for that. You know, I'm sure I'm not the only one that heard this at some point, but used to tell me you were blind in one eye, can't see out of the other, but you still knew I did something wrong. Still trying to figure that one out. Also, I know there's probably a lot of us in here that learned throughout our time with Coach that you can't roller skate the buffalo herd, which nowadays you can just Google that, and I wouldn't recommend it. Pretty dangerous. So thank you for that. You know, probably my largest lesson was after a practice that I was probably just not finishing the practice how you wanted me to finish, and I think I had one or two or several great excuses why. And well, I'm going to paraphrase because there's a few kids in here, but I think he told me along the lines of, sometimes life's a crap sandwich, you just got to take a bite and chew it with your mouth closed. If it wasn't 6 or 7 years later when that finally clicked to me and I knew what the heck you're talking about, but you're right. Adversity is here every day, and it can't be what stops us, it has to be what motivates us. And you know, that never stops, and you're right. Sometimes you just got to do it with your mouth shut. Took me a while to figure that out too. Again, Coach, I know, again, I try to set it and keep it sweet, but I'm speaking for, I know a lot of us that, you know, the work you put in, the time you put into us, to this school, to this community, we can't thank you enough. You know, you left huge shoes to fill, right, Paul? Probably too big of shoes. But, you know, thank you so much for everything. You mean a lot to us, this community. And we love you, and God bless you, Coach.
Tonight we are honored to celebrate one of the most influential figures in Bellaire High School athletics history, Coach Stan Sexton, with the creation of the Stan Sexton Award of Excellence and Scholarship. Coach Sexton's legacy spans decades of dedication, service, and leadership to the students, athletes, and the entire Bellaire Eagle community. He began his teaching career in 1970 and devoted 46 years to coaching before retiring in 2017. His commitment to Bellaire High School and the Ski Valley Conference is unmatched. Coach Sexton's coaching achievements include boys and girls basketball as well as boys baseball. He led Bellaire to its first ever boys baseball district title in 1984. He guided the girls basketball team to its first conference championship in 1976. As head coach for 25 seasons, his boys basketball accomplishments are truly remarkable. 14 conference championships, 17 district championships, 6 regional championships, 3 Final Four appearances, state runner-up in 2005, inducted into the BPM Coaches Hall of Fame in 2011, with a total of 515 career wins. Among his many highlights, 2 of his seasons ended with a 25-1 record, including deep runs to the state semifinals. His best season came in 2004-2005 when the team went 26-1 and finished as state runner-up at the Varsity Center.
Copy that. I'll get out of the way.
Tonight we also recognize the 20-year anniversary of that 2005 state finals team with former players, coaches, and supporters of Bellaire basketball. I'm sure everybody else remembers, but I know I cried the whole way home. In a direct quote from Coach Jeff Smith, who coached with Stan for many, many years, discipline and defense were a hallmark of Coach Sexton's teams. No one worked harder. Going into every game, we always knew we would be better prepared than our opponents. That is so true. Stan, as Sean already mentioned, and you may have noticed them on the wall, we have some of Stan's favorite sayings or Stanisms, if you will, that we received from previous players, coaches, and the like. Of course, There were some that didn't make the cut to be displayed or repeated here tonight. But you can be certain they are all memorable. You don't need to run the great circle route. Summers, you never found a shot you didn't like. Over the top, down the middle, fair to Midland, when asked how he was doing. Can you see who is open when you're staring at the floor? You can't pass through a mountain, you have to pass over it or around it. And I know in baseball I heard this from the softball field, can of corn, and I didn't know what that meant until like a year ago. If you're going to run like a dog, run like a greyhound. Just to name a few. Stan Sexton's impact goes far beyond the wins and championships. His legacy is one of dedication, mentorship, and a commitment to excellence. And at this time, I'd like to invite Tom Ash to come forward, and he is going to talk about the Stan Sexton Scholarship.
I don't know how to use this thing. I saw Stan this summer. I was going down the alley, and he was working on a pulled pork press and on catching the squirrels in his backyard. He had about 6 traps, and he was shooting them around. Stan and I have been friends for a long, long, long time. 64 years ago, in 1961, he was the manager for our team that was 20-1. And we're here as part of the class of 61. Joel Burr, he was on the basketball team. He's part of the class. Bill Austin, he's a football player. He played basketball in 8th grade. He fell on the floor a couple times, found out it was pretty hard, and went on home. Lane Dewey, you all know her, Dawson, Lane Dewey Dawson. And free tickets tomorrow night. Stan, I just want to tell one story about Stan. We were about 16 years old, and we used to go out to the dump. Probably you don't remember the dump, but it was right there by Lama. It was full of rats. Stan had like a 1946 Ford, right? Wow, we were up there. 1951. And when you went into the dump, it was like a U-turn type of thing. Stan and I were going along, Bob Bailey on the day side, and we go right in the middle of the dump. He hands me the steering wheel. He said, "Come here, take that out of the dump." I said, "Stan, let's just get out of there, and he's leaving here over the hall." But Stan's tenacity. I know he had a plan in basketball. He worked the plan. And if you didn't like the way he did it, you probably would have ball. And he was a John Wooden student, and he was really committed to the task of not only winning, but winning with power and with grace and doing it in his system. And in our class, the class of 1961, there were 18 of us and 10 left, and some of them couldn't be here. Bill Austin and I came out from Florida to enjoy this time with Stan. But we are establishing a scholarship for girls and boys as they graduate. $500, $1,000 scholarship, $500 for the girls, $500 for the boys, and it would be eligible to anyone, even all the way down to the manager, the opportunity to get the scholarship, because Stan was he was our manager, and he was faithful to that every week. And so it's going to be open to, again, people, girls and boys that are in athletics, and it'll be a continuous scholarship until we run out of money. Me and Stan tried to get along by that, so if you would like to contribute towards the scholarship, the class is going to put in, get a good start on it, but just write a check to the Bellaire Public Schools and put in the memo pad, the memo slot, Stan Sexton Scholarship, and at the honors time in this spring, they'll award that, even if this year the first one will come. So Stan, we really appreciate you, and you've done a great job.
So before I let Stan talk, we have one more thing. We'd like to also present Stan with an award of excellence. The award itself is extremely special, as it was created using the flooring and a basketball ring from the old high school gym where Stan spent so much of his time teaching and coaching. The award will be displayed here at the school near the entrance of the boys' locker room. And you can see it. We also have a Stan t-shirt that many of his previous players and coaches have signed. That we're going to give to Stan. We'd like to thank you, Coach Sexton, for your incredible contributions to Bellaire Athletics and for being a pillar of our community. Your legacy has and will continue to inspire future generations of Eagles for years to come. And now, at this time, I'll give you the microphone.
ladies and gentlemen, a very special award to a very special gentleman down there, right in the middle of the floor. Unfortunately, Stan Sexton's words were a bit inaudible, very soft-spoken, but very decorated man nonetheless. And there's a lot of strength and honor in his legacy here left behind in Bellaire. Before we send it away for a few more minutes, as the teams warm up, we'll just go over some of his very special achievements over the course of his 46 years with the Bellaire Eagles. So we started coaching back in 1970, and then finally, late 1970, retired in spring of 2017. Left behind a legacy that will never be forgotten. With baseball, he started off, and he led Bellaire to their first ever district title in 1984. Girls basketball guided the team to its first ever conference championship in 1976. And then with 25 seasons as the head coach of boys basketball, as we zoom things back out here to the whole court, as both teams get ready to prepare for their varsity matchup in about 14 minutes. In the 25 seasons as head coach, Stan Sexton brought the Bellaire Eagles to 14 conference championships, 17 district championships, 6 regional championships, 3 Final Four appearances, and the 2005 state runner-up finish. He was inducted into the BCAM Coaches Hall of Fame in 2011, and he amassed a record of 515 career wins. With a couple more highlights, 2 seasons he had ended with a 25-1 record, including the impressive state semifinal appearances. And then his best season was the 2004-2005 season, with the team reaching a 26-1 record and finishing as state runner-up at the Breslin Center. So a very, very well-storied man, as we see him once more down here, with a great legacy left behind with this Bellaire Eagles program. And this town is forever thankful for all of his efforts that he's put in over a very long and storied career. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll step away here for about 12 minutes or so as both varsity teams get warmed up and ready to go. And then we'll bring it back for your national anthem and starting lineups here in just a little bit. But until then, I'm Shane Smith with Next Level Broadcasting. We'll see you on the other side of this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen, to Next Level Broadcasting coverage of Traverse City St. Francis High School Basketball Athletics. I'm Shane Smith with Next Level Broadcasting here, bringing this one to you live as the Gladiators travel up the road a few miles to Bellaire to take on the Eagles so far, who are high flying in the Ski Valley Conference. They come into this game 10-1. St. Francis on a bit of a struggle so far in the first half of this season with a fairly young team coming into this game with a 4-6 record. So we'll see how the Gladiators can compare against their smaller school counterparts in the Ski Valley Conference Class D Bellaire Eagles. Now tonight was a very special evening, as this was the Stan Sexton honoring of legacy of achievement and excellence night here, as that gentleman down there, he's just out of frame, was a head coach of 3 different programs: the baseball team, the girls varsity basketball team, and the boys varsity basketball team as well, for a total of 46 years, starting back in 1970, the fall of, all the way to the spring of 2017. So a very storied career with him, and he got honored wonderfully this evening, which he so very deserved, bringing the Bellaire Eagles varsity boys basketball team to a state championship game. They were the state runner-up back in 2005, the spring of. He had multiple 25-1 seasons. The championship run season got them to a 26-1 record, of which again they finished as state runners-up. And he had a whole number of other accolades, over 500 career wins, and was introduced into the BCAM Coaches Hall of Fame back in 2011. So, without further ado, that gentleman got his flowers this evening, but now it's time here for these two teams to square off in a cross-conference matchup. So we'll send it down to our PA announcer for the national anthem and starting lineups. We'll be back on the other side of this. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand and remove your hats as we pay honor to America with the singing of our national anthem, led tonight by Lisa Bash.
And there you have it. Always a special opportunity to be able to have someone sing the national anthem live instead of a pre-recorded tune over the loudspeakers. So with that, we're going to get into our starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. We'll have number 1, Isaac Kerr. Number 4, Isaiah Millward. Right after him, number 5, Harrison Shepard. Followed by number 10, Lewis Ryan. And last but not least, number 12, Mason Holscher. And now back over to the Eagles of Bellaire. We got number 21, Dawson Durer. Number 34, Jaden Hansen. Number 50, Damon Fox. Number 0, Drake Kepke. And that'll take care of your starting 5 for each team as we get ready to square off. Shane Smith here bringing this one to you live from Bellaire. St. Francis comes up the road a few miles to take on the Eagles in a cold, chilly, somewhat snowy night depending on where you're from. So we want to thank you all so much for tuning in here this evening. And we do apologize for the delay, but it was a very special evening indeed for head coach Stan Sexton, one of the most highly regarded coaches in all of Northern Michigan. So to begin for tip-off, we'll have number 4, Isaiah Millward, against 34, Jaden Hansen. Two of the big men here on this court, equal in size, about 6'5". And we're just about ready to begin. And away we go. St. Francis wins the tip. Holscher finding Shepard. Back around to Kerr we go. Holscher inside to Kerr, finding the big man. But he back up top once more for the 3 ball. That one falls off the iron, no good. Rebounded by Shepard. It'll be broken up and taken back the other way by Hansen. All the way in. Not able to get that one to fall. And that will be off the hands of Damon Fox and back to the Gladiators. Shepard here on the inbound, finding Holscher. Back around to Millward. Now Holscher once more. Gets that one knocked away. Drake Kepke was there. Kerr picks it up along the baseline. Gets it back to Shepard. We'll kick it back up top to Holscher once more. Lewis Ryan passing around Shepard, finding Millward yet again in the corner. Found too much pressure. Drake Kepke gets it, loses it into the hands of Corperiel Summers, number 11 there on the Bellaire lineup. We'll send it back up top to Dawson Durr. Now in the corner we go. Damon Fox. Haven't called his name a whole lot. I've been with this team a few times this season. It's good to see him part of the starting 5. Minute and a half into this game. 6 minutes, 30 seconds to go exactly in this first period. And neither team has had the chance to score yet. Scores are the jersey number of Drake Kepke there as he passes that one off to Summers. And Kepke will work it inside, drawing the first foul of the game. That'll fall on Isaiah Millward for the Gladiators. As Kepke steps up to the line here for the first point of the game. Minute 45 in, and he gets it. That'll be in and out, so it'll remain a 1-0 game. The shot there, no good by Bellaire. Picked back up by Jaden Hansen. He shoves that back up top. And around to Summers, no good. That one will fly off the handle. Picked up by Shepard, and away the Gladiators go. Lewis Ryan met with a lot of trouble there. And we'll have a turnover back to the Eagles. Lambert taking care of the inbound duties. I apologize, Durr to Kepke. He squares up Lewis Ryan. Finds Summers there in the corner. Back up top to Kepke once more. So far, the only point scored has come from Drake Kepke. And check that as Dawson Durr delivers the mail for 2. We've gotten Isaiah Millward down on the floor holding his left knee. Well, ladies and gentlemen, while Mr. Millward gets attended to, we will step aside for a short commercial break. Be back on the other side of this.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Alrighty, as we come back into this one, Millward was able to get up under his own power, so that's always a good sign. As Ryan finds himself passing it off to Luke Gorman, who just came in Millward's stead. We Shepard back up top to Holscher. Finding Ryan once more. 3 minutes gone by in the game so far. St. Francis is yet to find a point. It's a 3-0 game favoring Bellaire. Drake Kepke gets another punch out. It'll be back to the Eagles. Foul come up here on Mason Holscher. Instead of the jump ball that he was trying to go for against Yale Summers. The Eagles have it right in front of the St. Francis bench. It's the inbound pass off to Jaden Hansen. The Eagles still up 3. 4:48 to go in this first period. Summers with Holscher all over him. Back over to Drake Kepke. So far has had the one free throw. Kepke thought about the three for a moment. Ryan was right there. Kepke with a good find as Summers puts one up. That one tipped by Kerr. The rebound there gathered by Dern. Another shot up and away, no good. Back into the hands of Ryan. All the way on Isaac Kerr, this time drawing the foul. He'll be going to the line to try for a pair. St. Francis looking for their first points of the game, hoping that Mr. Kerr can find them here at the charity stripe. First one too powerful. Gets the second one to fall in. So it will be a 3-1 ball game. Almost 4 minutes so far gone by in this one. Kepke with a big pass over to Damon Fox, looking for his first points. Works the baseline. Back over to Yale Summers for three. That one too powerful. Falls off the heel. That'll be off the hands of Luke Gorman. So the Eagles will keep it here. Summers on the baseline inbounds. Gets it off to Durs. He fights hard against Kerr. Kerr with a clean block there. Wins that battle. Gets it off to Holscher. Now a quick pass up court to Shepard. He'll fling that one across to Lewis. Ryan wanted to take the three. Tries to find an open spot. No good. Now the chance here as he pulls up for a mid-range jumper. That one too much. Kerr on the putback. That's a tie ball game. 3-3. St. Francis finally finding themselves back into this one against the Eagles. 3:25 to go in this first period. And that'll be another foul coming up here as Drake Kepke tried to go for the layup. St. Francis already with 3 team fouls. Bellaire with 1. That'll fall on Isaac Kerr, picking up his first. First one takes a good Bellaire bounce and rolls in. First substitution of the game here for Bellaire. Number 23, Ethan Lambert, comes in for Damon Fox. And Kepke will look to go 2 for 2 from the line here in this opportunity. That one falls short off the front of the rim. So go back the other way with St. Francis. 4-3 game to get the scoreboard updated. Inside to Kerr, draw another foul here. She'll be going back to the line. Very low scoring defensive affairs so far, 4-3. Kerr with the chance to take the lead for St. Francis. First one's in. And 2 for 2. 5-4 game, St. Francis on top. Kepke against Ryan as he works across the half-court line. Finds Summers, a couple of big 3 shots already, not able to find one to go in. Back over to Hansen now as he works his way into the paint, back up top to Kepke. He'll drive all the way in, no good there on the layup attempt. Kerr gets the rebound. Go back into the hands of Holscher and the rest of the Gladiators. Kerr to Ryan in the corner, too high for him to grab up and get a handle on. Goes back to Kepke, and that'll be another foul coming up on St. Francis. That'll go on Holscher. Glads with 4 fouls now. Holscher with 2 already. So he'll likely be sitting out here before long. The Bellaire Eagles with 2 fouls. And here we'll welcome in Jake Bixby for the first time this evening. That's a sophomore, ladies and gentlemen, who's got a good shot when he gets hot. Hansen wanted to pull up from the 3-point line, gets it back over to Kepke. Staring down Ryan. 2:25 to go here in this first period. Only 9 combined points between the two teams. St. Francis with the 5-4 lead. Kepke finding Summers. That one bounces off his foot. Gains it back against Bixby. They'll go back to Durr. And now Ethan Lambert works it back over to Summers. Didn't like that opportunity. Finds Kepke. So far, St. Francis swarming the inside. And back to Durr once more as he tries to work his way in. Spinning around, not able to find anything. Gets it blocked. No good on the shot there by Lambert either. Ryan will take it back here, allowing for the rest of his Gladiator friends to get set up here and shot. There'll be a foul coming up on Bellaire, the 3rd team foul. And that'll be the first against Drake Kepke. Shepard take care of the inbound duties. Finds Bixby all the way at the half-court line. And Frank Reinach coming in just a moment ago as well. Back to Gorman, Reinach once more. Shepard for the big 3, and it's in. Clean swish. St. Francis finds themselves up 8-4, the biggest lead either team has had so far in this game. Bellaire started off with a 3-0 lead. Minute and 10 seconds to go in this first period. Summers hands that one off to Kepke. So take a moment here to let the team reset. Under a minute to go. For the long jumper, no good. Jaden Hansen not able to connect. Shepard heaves that one up to Ryan. Pulls up for another open 3. That one just a little bit too powerful. Gorman there to collect things back up and draws the foul. Each team now with 4 fouls so far in this period. As that'll fall on number 24, Caden LaCroix, just came in a moment ago for the Eagles. Gorman in and out there on his first try. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for tuning in to this one-man show of Next Level Broadcasting as the Gladiators take on the Eagles. So far, the Glads up 8-4. Gorman misses both of his free throw opportunities there. And that'll go out of bounds. Last touch by Gladiators. The Eagles will have it. 40 seconds to go in this first period. The find to Kepke from the corner, and around and out, no good. Back to the Glads. Ryan looking to pass it off, finds Bixby in the far corner, gains it up just in the nick of time. Back to Ryan once more, double team. Back off to Bixby as he works his way inside. Gets pickpocketed here and draws yet another foul. That'll be the 5th coming up on Bellaire. And that'll be the 2nd now on Jaden Hansen. Hansen with 2. Mason Holscher with 2 as well for the Gladiators. Bixby misses his first. One of the Achilles heels of Gladiator basketball so far has been their opportunities at the free throw line. Although this past weekend at the TC Catholic Tournament, the first annual one there, we did see St. Francis go 14 for 16 against Novell Catholic. One of their best performances I've seen so far. Bixby does connect on a second one though, so it'll be a 9-4 ball game. Drake Kepke and the Eagles fighting for the last possession and shot here in this quarter. But why not when you can have a 3-ball like that go in by Corperiel Summers. Brings us back to a 2-point game with 5 seconds to go. Ryan lets one fly and it's in before the buzzer. So ladies and gentlemen, that'll take care of your first period of action in Bellaire. St. Francis up over the Eagles 12-7. We'll have a couple of words from our sponsors and be back on the other side of this. Stay tuned.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Boyne City, Bellaire, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get going into our second quarter of action, I want to take a moment to thank our friend and good sponsor, Shelly Battershell. She sponsors us for Elk Rapids basketball and football primarily, but whenever we come to Bellaire, she is a proud sponsor of ours as well. One of the finest realtors in the area, serving Bellaire, Elk Rapids, and the Chain of Lakes with Century 21. She's got the knowledge to get you any property, any home that you'd like to buy or sell. Be sure to give her a call today right there on our office number, 231-264-4500, for all the experience and care you need for a good home transaction. And we'll bring it back here. Just getting underway into our second period. St. Francis finds themselves in the lead with 5 points so far, and a good takeaway here by Shepard. See if he can take it all the way down, and I apologize, that's number 2, Tony Donahue, just came in. I haven't had the opportunity to see him all that much this season. Good to see him out there on the floor, but he will take a seat back on the bench as number 5, Shepard, comes back in, as well as Frank Reineck. Bixby to Ryan for the big 3 to begin this period, and St. Francis goes up by 8, 15-7. And we'll have a timeout here by the Eagles. Much needed one here as they feel this game starting to slip away a hair with a couple of big 3s from St. Francis. Now, for their credit, the Eagles had a big one to end the period from Corperiel Summers. Bring it back to a 2-point game. But St. Francis on their last 2 possessions have had 2 3s to open this one up to an 8-point lead. ladies and gentlemen, since it's just me tonight, feel free to let me know where you're watching from, who you're watching for. I'll try to check back every now and then on the YouTube chat box there. Try and give you a shout out here on our broadcast. Always happy to know where our fans are watching from. And any interesting tidbits that you'd like me to know, I'd be happy to let our viewers and fans know as well. As we come out of timeout, once again, Bellaire finding themselves down by 8, 15-7. Pass back and forth between Summers and Kepke. Good find here along the baseline. Double team, though, is Keegan Lepardo. Love it. That'll be knocked out of bounds there. St. Francis picking it back up. As Ryan takes care of the inbound to Shepard. Back to Ryan we go as he spins his way around Lepardo. Love it. Back inside to Kerr at the top here of the key. Be back to Ryan once more. Now that was just a little bit too high of a pass between Rhynek and Ryan for Ryan to be able to bring in. Another turnover here. Gets the Eagles the ball back, and they'd like to see some points here before they dig themselves into any deeper of a hole. 6:53 and counting to go in this first half. Good find inside to Fox. Be no shot, a travel called there on big number 50. Shepard to Bixby and back around to Ryan. Looking for some more three-pointers from him. Big shooter in that regard. Go inside to Rhynek at the charity stripe. That was knocked away there by Dawson Durr. Well, the refs will say that St. Francis was the last one to have a paw on it. So Durr will go to the inbounds here. Get it back to his Eagles, who've had their wings clipped a little bit as of late. Not scored a point since the 10-second mark to go in the first period. So it's been about 2 game minutes. Fox at the top of the arc, back over to Summers. As he works his way against Bixby, now to Lovett against Shepard. Too much there, so he'll dish it back over to Summers and try again from the top. Damon Fox left open at the top as he works his way in. Gets the bucket for 2 more. 15-9, 6-point ball game. 5:45 to go in the first half. Ryan finding Kerr along the baseline now to Shepard. Double team, fights for the shot, draws the foul. You'll like that if you're Coach Sean Finnegan. Speaking of Coach Finnegan, he was also part of the very special ceremony honoring Stan Sexton, longtime varsity baseball, girls basketball, and boys basketball coach here in Bellaire for 46 years. As he got a special dedication here this evening before this game began. So if you're wondering why it's so late, that's the exact reason why. And Shepard got the first free throw in, and the second. So 17-9, 8-point ball game once more. Kepke not able to score as many points as he typically does in the first half so far, thanks to the stout St. Francis defense. But a good find inside to Durr gets the Eagles into double-digit scoring. Gorman to Shepard and back around to Bixby. Newcomer in this evening's game, number 22, Reef Wickern. Bellaire picking up their second foul of the period here, and that will go against Drake Kepke. as Wickern comes into frame here, finding Gorman back around to Bixby. St. Francis still trying to nurse a 6-point, 17-11 lead. Shepard left wide open though. That one falls a bit short into the hands of Hansen. Kepke fighting inside, gets the bucket and the foul coming up against Jake Bixby. (17-13). See if Kepke can make this a one-possession game. Just over 4.5 to go in this first half, and indeed he does. Bellaire going on a quick 5-0 spurt as of late. With Wickern here. That'll be threw that one off Kepke's body, and it will remain with the Glads. So here we go, St. Francis and Lewis Ryan here from just in front of the camera. Finds Shepard in the corner up top to Gorman as he works his way in from the free throw line, not able to deliver on the layup. And that'll be off of Gorman's hands. The Eagles get it back. Well, Jacqueline Knowles, I thank you for letting me know. Former Bellaire athlete alumni. Loving the chance to tune in from Okemos, Michigan, cheering on her nephew, Corperiel Summers. Go Eagles. Well, thank you very much, Jacqueline, for letting me know. And I'm glad to have gotten your shout out. Corperiel Summers had a big three to end the first period for Bellaire, keeping them within 3 scores. As that one gets tipped away by Gorman. He'll take it all the way back to the arc and let Shepard finish the work. Now to Ryan in the corner for 3. In and around the world and back out. Bellaire taking back over. Still a 3-point game, 17-14. 3:42 and counting to go in the first half. Caden Lacroix finding a lot of trouble there to Kepke. Tried to pass it. Got it knocked away, and St. Francis will be taking it back over. Wickern here getting it off to Shepard. Onaker at the top. Now it's Wickern once again as he works his way inside to Kerr. Long two, no good. That'll be a Fox attempted rebound. Kepke batted it back over to Durr, and Kepke takes it back across here. And Hansen, no good from way downtown. Rebounded there by Kerr, and Wickern taking it back over. Gorman left unattended. It makes the Eagles pay for it here. 2 more points onto the tally. The 19-14 game. 2:40 to go in the first half. That'll be an errant pass there. Ryan might have gotten a hand on it as well briefly as it goes out of bounds. Shepard on the inbounds pass to Holzer, just came in a few moments ago. The only Gladiator with 2 fouls on his tally so far. Between Ryan and Shepard. Back to Ryan we go. Across the court to Holzer for 3, and he's got it in, coming back off the bench. Back to an 8-point game, 22-14, tied for the biggest lead that St. Francis has had so far in this game. Gone on a 5-0 run of their own in the last 2 minutes. Damon Fox looking to get some more points from him as he works his way closer to the basket. It'll be Hansen pushing and shoving his way instead for 2. 22-16, minute 35 to go in the first half. Ryan to Holscher, loses control of it. Koepke there to gain it back up. He's going to go one-on-one all the way in. Too much power off the glass. Be back to the Gladiators. This time it'll be Shepard left unattended. No good on the reverse. Now to go out of bounds, back to the Eagles. I do apologize. The one ref, they had mentioned that it was going to be to the Eagles. They changed their mind. St. Francis got it. And they've got 2 more points. Back to an 8-point game. Summers working against Holscher. Gets himself to the free throw line. Just under a minute to go in the first half. Tipped a ball away here from Ryan to Shepard. Gathers it up just in front of the baseline. Puts it up. Floats it in for 2. And it's a 10-point ball game. Coach Paul Koepke here will call the timeout. And while we have a moment, we'll thank one of our fine sponsors this evening. And that'll be Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport is your gateway to northern Michigan, and now is the time to fly TVC. TVC Airport will also get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world with 6 airlines: Allegiant, American, Avelo, Delta, Sun Country, and United. And now they just added JetBlue for their 7th airline just yesterday. To plan your next getaway today, visit tvcairport.com. Charles and I were there. Charles Strail, the founder of Next Level Broadcasting, he and I were there at the airport documenting their unveiling ceremony of their 7th airline, JetBlue, who will be beginning on June 5th of this year, flights 3 times a week to Boston Logan International Airport. So we're happy to have yet another airline serving this northern Michigan area, especially in the busy summer months, as Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport grows exponentially every single year. Speaking of growing, so is the St. Francis foul count. As Hansen went up to lay that one in, it'll be a foul coming up against Lewis Ryan. That'll be his first. Each team with 2 fouls so far in this period. A bit cleaner than the first. Hansen trying to get it back inside a 10-point lead. Indeed he does. In and out, no good. A fight here on the floor. Gorman comes away with it, and St. Francis has 25 seconds to work with here to extend their lead. Currently up by 9. That'll be taken away by Hansen. Got another foul coming up here. That'll be coming up against Isaac Kerr. That'll be his 2nd foul of this game, team's 3rd now. St. Francis, the 2 players with 2 fouls apiece. That'll be Isaac Kerr and Mason Holscher. As the Eagles will have about 18 seconds here to try and make this a little bit closer than a 9-point deficit going into the halftime break. Koepke to Summers, loses it momentarily, gains it back, gets it off to Hansen, and inside to Durr, gets it knocked away by his opposing number 21, Gorman, and St. Francis puts one up for the buzzer, no good. Ryan just a hair off the mark there. So ladies and gentlemen, that'll be the end of the first half of action here. St. Francis finds themselves up by 9 over the 10-1 Bellaire Eagles. 26-17 is the score. We'll come back here in a few moments with a bit of a halftime show, or at least my thoughts anyway. And I'll be back here in just a few moments. Stay tuned.
Unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix, the beautiful, Stop in or visit them online at thelakehouseCharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Boyne City, Bellaire, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix, the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehouseCharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Twin Bay Dock's exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
Hey, Dad, brought you some popcorn. You should relax. You worked so hard for us.
What happened?
It's a little fender bender, but Mom already filed a claim with our agent, and we can track the status right from the app. Auto owners pays what they owe without any hassle.
Sounds like simple human sense. Well played.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Life gives us enough to deal with, like doing your taxes, hosting in-laws.
Oh, you're still trying to do the beard thing, huh?
And of course, filing an insurance claim. But luckily, auto owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Unique gifts, home accessories, wedding items, and so much more. The Lake House on Bridge Street offers so many things to make your home or even your visit to Charlevoix that much more special. When you want beautiful items that reflect Charlevoix, the beautiful, stop in or visit them online at thelakehouseCharlevoix.com for your own keepsake and your own personal memory of Charlevoix.
Vision Source and Gaylord Eye Care are proud to be offering their services to local communities across northern Michigan. With locations in Gaylord, Boyne City, Bellaire, and Sheboygan, they're committed to serving you and providing a trusted source of credentials and expertise. If you're struggling with anything vision related, then don't hesitate to schedule a consultation and meet their friendly and experienced staff for yourself.
We'll bring it back in here for a few moments of fun as we get some youngsters out there on the floor practicing their basketball shots. And, hey, you got some moms and dads out on the other side of the court as well. So it's a nice, fun, family-friendly atmosphere that we have here As I welcome you in here to our TVC Cherry Capital Airport halftime break. Shane Smith bringing this one to you live from Bellaire for Next Level Broadcasting in accordance with St. Francis Athletics simulcast on both YouTube and nextlevelbroadcasting.net. So in the meantime, we have about 4.5 minutes left to go in my very brief opportunities of note-taking. There's been a couple of runs so far, the most recent one of which has been St. Francis. They were up 17-14 about midway through the second quarter. And from there went on a 9-3 run to bring themselves up to 26-17 is the current score. There's been a couple of other 5-point runs by Bellaire to bring themselves within 3 twice so far in this game, but just have not been able to take the lead back since they had it in the opening about 3 minutes of this game. Both teams struggled to get scoring going. It was more of a defensive battle in the first 4 minutes, with only about 6 combined points scored between the two teams. But as of late, you've had big shots come in from players like Lewis Ryan, Harrison Shepard, Mason Holscher. Some big threes there brought to you by those Gladiators. You've had, obviously, Drake Kepke making some big chip-ins early in this game. Still have not seen the level of production that we typically see from him. But we've also seen Corperiel Summers with a big 3 earlier on to bring Bellaire closer at the end of the first period as St. Francis was pulling away with an 8-point lead. We've seen some good chip-ins as well from players like Dawson Durr, Ethan Lambert, Jaden Hansen, who's had some good scoring as well so far this evening, and Damon Fox. All those are your scores so far for Bellaire. As everyone gets ready to come back off the floor, kids and parents alike, both teams will be taking a moment to get things warmed up. I've got about 2 minutes and 50 seconds here before we begin our third period of action. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in so far this evening. But in the meantime, we want to thank one of our very special sponsors as well. And this time around, it'll be a very good friend of mine. That'll be Eric Huffman as I support the Lake House. He's my typical color commentator for most games. He's down at a buying show in Atlanta, Georgia. So we hope for safe travels for him as he comes back soon. From the moment you walk into the Lake House, the essence of easy living and life on the water shines through. They offer unique gifts, including wedding, home accessories, and furry friend items. Our assortment of gifts and home decor is perfect for your home, cottage, or boat. Come visit the Lake House to commemorate your visit to one of Michigan's premier resort destinations. They're located at 403 Bridge Street, or visit them online at lakehouseCharlevoix.com. So send it back down to the floor here for a few moments and come back in a minute. No, it's all right. I'll just go back and forth between these two at the end of the court. Okay. All right, welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. St. Francis taking things back over here to begin the half. Not able to get their first shot to go in. 3-point try by Holscher. Jump ball coming up here. That'll be the Eagles taking things back over. Drake Kepke taking things back to the other end of the floor. Apologize, I get things taken care of here. There we go. Got knocked away briefly by St. Francis. But Bellaire taking things back over. Kepke over to Hansen as he works along the baseline. Spins around, puts it up from about 5 feet away. No good. And that'll go right back to the Gladiators. No score change. St. Francis still with the 9-point lead, 26-17 as they bring the scoreboard back on here. Change it to the third period. A couple of missed shots here. We'll go back the other way. And a big dunk brought to you by number 34, Jaden Hansen. As they slab that one home. Bring it back to a 6-point game, 26-20. I apologize, 26-19, as even the folks down there at the scorers table get things switched back around. The Shepard finding Gorman. Shepard at the top now to Ryan. And a couple of three-pointers early on in this game. Kerr right at the charity stripe. Back over to Holscher as he works his way through the trees. Ryan thought about it. Corperiel Summers there to stymie that three-point thought. Ryan pulls up, why not? Tries for one and it gets in. Back to a 3-point game, 10-point game after that 3-point made. 29-19, and the answer back three by Corperiel Summers. Things are heating up here a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, as Shepard brings it back across the timeline. 29-22 is the score. And the windmill layup there by Holscher. Hansen finding Durr. Back to Hansen we go as he's double teamed, finding a lot of trouble. Back over to Kepke. Kepke working his way inside, fighting hard against Ryan. No good there from the mid-range jumper. Pulled in by Kerr. St. Francis will take it back over. Going the distance was Holscher. Back over to Ryan, and it's in for another three. And here's the foul finally coming up on St. Francis. Bellaire folks happy about that one finally. That'll fall on Harrison Shepard, his first. Kepke over to Hansen. Inside to Durs, he spins around the tree. That is Isaac Kerr. Gets that one to fall in. 34-24. Everything that Bellaire has, St. Francis seems to have an answer back for as well. Kerr to Shepard as he works his way inside. Good bounce pass over to Kerr, and he'll get two and draw the foul. delivers that one. That's a 13-point lead. The Eagles have over St. Francis. 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in this third period. There you go. Thanks, Eric. Yes, safe travels, of course, to you, good buddy, coming back tomorrow night, flying through our very local own airport, TVC Cherry Capital. And yes, in case if anybody didn't see this on the chat line, Eric just let us know that he's also watching Charles's game as Gaylord St. Mary Snowbirds take on the Onaway Cardinals. And St. Mary's leads Onaway after 3 quarters of action, 44-18. Jacobson just got his 1,000th career point, so big congratulations to him. A major milestone indeed. So here we go with Durr taking care of the inbounds pass right there along the baseline. Gets it off to Kepke. As I bring you all back around, ladies and gentlemen, my apologies. And a good high-flying takeaway here by Ryan. As he meets up Anson, gets it back over to Holscher. Shepard working his way in, finds Gorman now to Kerr, not able to get that one to fall in. There on the rebound was Mr. Durr. The three-point try, in and out, no good. From Hanson, back the other way to the Glads. As Holscher takes things back over, 3.5 to go in this third quarter. Gorman gets it taken away by Corperiel Summers. Good game, full of contributions from that young man. We'll have another foul coming up here on St. Francis. That'll fall on Mr. Lewis Ryan, his second so far this game. Corperiel Summers not able to deliver the basket after the inbounds pass, so away will go back to St. Francis land. As Holscher gets it back, and now to Ryan for a 3. That one falls off the heel, no good. Hanson gets it broken up. Ryan taking things back over. Ryan gets that one taken away momentarily by Kepke. But as he goes out of bounds with it a little bit too fast to handle, we'll go back to the Gladiators. Shepard here on the inbound pass. We have not seen a change in score in the last 2.5 minutes of game time. As Ryan falls short on that 3-point try there, remains a 13-point score, 37-24. Kepke floats one up from about 5 feet, no good. Durr not able to get the putback. Kerr on the rebound. Shepard takes it across. Find along the baseline to Ryan. Gets it off to Shepard. Thought about it. Back to Ryan we go. Ryan pulls up from the mid-range, no good. The rebound by Gorman, no good. The putback also falls short. Kerr not able to get it for the 4th attempt. Right back to the Eagles once more, just under 2 minutes to go in this third period. And there we go. The shot and the foul coming up for Bellaire. As Kepke gets his first points of the half, goes to the free throw line. Their third foul of this period for St. Francis. The third one as well for Mr. Isaac Kerr, giving the big man a rest on their bench. Big piece of this Gladiator team as he stands 6'5". And the free throw goes in. We'll be back to a 10-point affair, 37-27. Holscher to Reineck. And now back to Bixby. Newcomers here just as the last few moments. Kepke gets it taken away. Another takeaway here, no good this time coming from Ethan Lambert. This will be another missed opportunity for the Eagles to go back around to the Glads. Wide open Luke Gorman delivers one under the basket. First points for St. Francis since the Bellaire timeout about 3 game minutes ago, 39-27. And there's a big three coming up for Bellaire, 39-30. Gorman gets the 2 points and the foul as well. Gorman at the line here. Looking for a three-point play the old-fashioned way. That one falls short. So it'll be a 41-30 ball game. And off to Kepke, back over to Hansen once more. 30 seconds to go in this third period. That'll be a foul coming up here on St. Francis. That'll be the second on Mr. Jake Bixby. Team's fourth now, one more, and it'll be Bellaire free throw shooting time. As that one falls away there, no good. Holscher to Gorman. In front of the rim. One last time. Knocked off his hands. For one more commercial break and be back on the other side of this. Stay tuned.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Life gives us enough to deal with, like doing your taxes, hosting in-laws,
Oh, you're still trying to do the beard thing, huh?
and of course, filing an insurance claim. But luckily, auto owners makes it easy. They pay what they owe without any hassle. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
All right, welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. We want to take one more moment to thank our friend Shelley Battershaw of Century 21 Realty. Shelley Battershow is one of the most experienced realtors in this entire area and can help you with every single purchase of property, of a home, selling a home, whatever you need, anything realty related. She's got you covered here between Bellaire, Elk Rapids, the Chain of Lakes, and she's got the friendly experience to prove herself after all these years of serving this area. She's the go-to realtor. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get the score updated here for you. As Frank Reineck gets 2 points there for the Glads, making this a 43-30 game. And the answer back as well from Mr. Hansen. 2 more points on the board for him. $7:13 to go in this game. It's an 11-point St. Francis lead. Shepherd in control here, 43-32. Ryan thought about it, gets it off to Ryan Kerr. Now to Bixby as he works his way around the top of the arc. Now to Shepherd.
Well, hey, Shane, thanks for welcoming me in. It's a fun game here.
Yeah.
Looking forward to hopping in with you. Obviously, a really fun and special night here between these two teams as we, just want to say that the tribute to Stan Sexton here earlier tonight was so special. Having played against Stan Sexton in high school, I mean, first of all, you never wanted to have – so I played against Bellaire twice.
Right.
You never wanted to have a really good game against Bellaire the first time you played them because you knew that Stan Sexton was going to throw the kitchen sink at you in that second game. And I can tell you, multiple times scoring over 25 points against the Bellaire Eagles in the first matchup of the season, and then coming to play at Bellaire. And, I mean, it was junk. I mean, it was box and 1, triangle and 2. It was double teams. Like, Stan had no problem throwing out whatever it took to win. And, to see the kind of celebration and the reception that he got here tonight, it was really special to see that, Shane.
Yeah. Indeed it was. Charles just got finished with the Gaylord St. Mary on-away game. Again, as Jacobson got his 1,000th point of his high school career. So congratulations to him. Charles, it was a very special moment for him as Hansen gets a takeaway here, drains it all the way for another dunk. 2 on the night for him.
Yeah, put an exclamation mark on that one. That's his second slam of the second half. And Hansen trying to take over here, get Bellaire back into this thing, Shane.
Yes, they are. They're only down by 9. 6 minutes to go. It's still anybody's game. St. Francis has been holding control by about 9 to 13 points this entire second half.
Yeah, it just seems like Bellaire can't get over that 3-possession hump right now, which is where it's at, down by 3 scores. But I feel like the Eagles can cut this to maybe 5. This home crowd would really get into it, Shane.
That's exactly right. Well, it'll be Kepke taking it all the way here. A bit too much power off the glass as they come down for it. Kepke and the Gladiators fighting for it. It'll be a jump ball possession favoring Bellaire.
Yeah, and the Eagles right there bailed out on that possession arrow. I thought that they had a 3-on-2 break there and weren't able to score that. Down 9, you got to be able to convert on those transition opportunities when you have a numbered advantage. Can the Eagles right now make some shots and get some stops?
It'll be Keegan Lepardo-Luffett coming in here for the Eagles, and that'll be a travel coming up on Bellaire. The fan's not exactly a big fan of that call there.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I believe that's the second turnover that Kepke's had here on a violation of handling the basketball. He had a double dribble earlier, that time a travel. Bellaire Eagles going to have to sit down here in a stance and get a stop and close out to these shooters.
That's exactly right. It'll be Kerr trying to find Gorman, broken up by Hansen. Lepardo-Luffett taking it for a moment, letting the rest of his teammates come down, set things up. Hansen for the 3, and it's in.
And he's the shooter that you got to find in transition. Jaden Hansen scored over 1,000 points last year as a junior. And he's had a monster second half so far here, Shane. Anytime you get a nice backdoor cut like he got for the dunk, got a dunk in transition, now he hits the three. He's making plays right now to get this Eagle crowd into it. And just like I said earlier, had been played at that 3-score game for seeming a long, long time.
Yeah.
Now it's down to 2 scores, even though it's 6 points, still 2 scores.
Right. And there's still over 5 minutes left to go in this game, or right around there. So anybody's contest still this evening, and with the help of the Bellaire crowd, the Eagles might be flying right back into this one, Charles.
Yeah, we do want to give a shout out, and we're keeping you in our thoughts right now for one of the Gladiator players. That's Isaiah Millward, who's on the bench with a heavily bandaged left ankle of ice. It's tough to see any athlete have to miss, the bulk of this game and maybe any future games with an injury that looks to be pretty serious. So our warm regards to Isaiah. But right now, if you're the Gladiators, you just got to hold this thing together. Be really secure with your passes and really defined with your ball fakes, because the way the Eagles are playing right now, a good ball fake would serve you well if you're a Gladiator offensive player.
There's a reason why Bellaire comes into this one 10-1. They're not afraid to shoot and make it. One of the best teams in the area, and they're slowly making their comeback against St. Francis. 4:45 to go in this game as Shepard works his way into the paint. Gets that one tipped away by Kepke. The Eagles will have it back into their talons as Summers stops. Gets that one knocked away by Ryan, and it will stay with the Eagles.
I tell you what, Ryan right there with some really good hands might have saved a basket. Summers had a 2-on-1 breakaway, just couldn't corral the basketball and get his feet underneath him to get his shot up on the layup.
4:35 to go. Kepke in control, finding Hansen at the big.
I just feel like Bellaire, you got to get the ball to Hansen here, get him in some good action.
The big three here a few moments ago to bring them back within 6 points.
We've got 3 seconds in the lane call.
Yep.
Wait, no, hang on. No. Before we had 3 seconds in the lane call, we had a foul called against Isaac Kerr. I thought Dawson Durr was about to get whistled because he was camping out in there.
But it'll be the 4th foul coming up on Kerr. The big man needs to watch out for St. Francis. But Hansen delivers for 2 more. And it's a 4-point game. It's a battle of the big men right now in this one. Shepard back across the half-court line, finds Gorman. Boy, they're missing the efforts of Millward under the basket right now. Shepard drives in, banks one off the glass.
And that's the shot that the Gladiators needed right there to kind of settle themselves back into this game. Stop the bleeding for a moment. But Bellaire right now with Uncle Mo on their side.
Lapardo love it for a big three. That one falls a bit short. Haven't seen a whole lot from him so far this evening. Tries there. We're back to Jake Bixby and the Gladiators. 3 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the game. That'll be off the foot of Summers as he picks it back up. Off to Lovett as he works his way in. Not able to get the shot, nor the foul call. So we'll be back to Ryan and the Glads.
Yeah, that's one thing. Bellaire's kind of anticipating this contact and then shying away from the layup. And you can't do that. You got to anticipate just making the layup, and then whatever happens with the contact is all subsidiary. And right now, Bellaire having a hard time finishing at the rim, and that possession error will keep it right here on this side of the floor with the Gladiators.
That's right, another missed shot by Ryan there. Hansen fought valiantly for it, but St. Francis kept it in the tie-up. Still have another chance here with 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go to extend their 6-point lead. Was down to 4 points here just a few moments ago. Ryan no good there. Crowd looking for the charge call. Hansen comes away at the rebound though. He finds Kepke left wide open at the top, and you don't want to do that. If you're St. Francis, it's a 3-point, 45-42 game.
One possession game, Shane. It had been down to 4, now it's down to 3. And Eagles have been making their perimeter shots here to spark this run. Let's see which one of the Gladiators has the gall and gumption to take a big shot here. And you see it right there. Gorman gets absolutely walloped.
Yeah, he does. He's good at making that pump fake. Goes up a couple times trying to draw the contact. He does there. He gets rewarded with 2 at the charity.
I will say this. Luke Gorman has a very inviting shot fake.
Yeah.
I mean, when he shows the ball, I mean, he wants people. It's like right in front of you. You know, here it is. Try to take it from me. And he draws more fouls on that than I've seen in any other player in Northern Michigan so far this year.
The hometown Eagle crowd really getting into this one. Scared Gorman off of his first free throw. Second one falls in. We got a close one here, ladies and gentlemen. Still a 4-point game. 46-22, 2.5 minutes to go.
Well, Shane, you wouldn't want it any other way on Stan Sexton Memorial Night.
That's exactly right.
Three-pointer by Hansen, just a little bit short. This should be an over-the-back fall called against Dawson Durr.
Yeah. Another tough break here for the Eagles. So far, only 2 fouls for the Eagles, 1 for St. Francis. And Shepherd will be inbounding here.
And Shane, with that free throw, the Gladiators have cleared that 1 possession lead. It's now a 2 possession lead, being a 4-point game.
We got lots of messages coming in on our line. Thank you, everyone, for shouting out. 120 seconds to go. Passing around to Ryan, left open. Lepardo Levitt scoots past him. Ryan not able to connect there. Hansen on the rebound.
Yeah, and the three-point ball for the Gladiators has kind of stopped falling here in this second half, while the Eagles have started cooking from beyond the arc.
Ryan gets a good knock away from Kepke. It'll be a one-on-one all the way. And it's in.
Yeah, that was a really smart move by Ryan. Get to his spot, jump stop, play off of 2 feet.
Yeah.
And he showed a lot of poise and control there executing that. Well done.
St. Francis with a little bit more breathing room, 6 points here. They will have the foul coming up against Luke Gorman. Oh, I apologize, number 12, Holscher. So Holscher will pick up his 3rd foul of the game. Isaac Kerr with 4. The only 2 Gladiators in foul trouble so far. With 90 seconds to go, Kepke gets this one off to Hansen. Pulls up for the big 3. That will be just off the front of the rim.
Yeah, I think Hansen thought that the defender would go with Kepke on that fake dribble handoff. They didn't. They stayed glued to Hansen, and it was a tough contested shot because of that.
Holscher to Ryan. Now to Gorman inside to Kerr, drawing the foul. The Eagle faithful here really letting the refs know.
And that's how you want to execute here coming down the stretch right now. You want to get shots right at the basket, if not going to the free throw line, because you want to increase your percentage of just, making the basket, because there's so much on the line here. The tension's starting to build. You want to take easy shots, as Kerr's unable to make the first free throw, but this is a big free throw here, Shane, because if he makes this, it's a 3-score game as opposed to just a 2.
That's exactly right. And 68 seconds here to go on the other side of this. Gets it in. We have a timeout coming up here by Coach Kepke, Charles. So before we get into it, we want to thank our friends at Gaylord Eye Care Center.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, first of all, shout out to the Gaylord Eye Care Center for making this game. You can watch it in crystal clear 1080p high definition. Gaylord Eye Care Center with 4 locations in Gaylord, right here in Bellaire, Sheboygan, and in Boyne City. That's the Gaylord Eye Care Center, continuing their commitment to excellence each and every year of Next Level Broadcasting, making sure that you can get to the top of your game and stay there. Shane, firsthand testimony
That's
here.
Right. I went to the Boyne City location, got hooked up with a great pair of glasses, and that's the only reason why I'm able to read these numbers so well tonight. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to see these banners on the far side here without wondering here if Charles could read them out for me. So I'm very appreciative for all their efforts there.
And I tell you what, I want to give a shout out because I've been there.
Yeah.
Because of my contacts, I'm able to see these spectacular high school athletes leaving it all out on the floor here tonight. I mean, you just can't get enough of this type of atmosphere on Stan Sexton Memorial Night. He was here to receive the Rim of Honor. Bellaire actually replaced their rims on their baskets and gave Stan Sexton their old rim from their basket. So that was pretty cool. As the Bellaire faithfuls trying to energize their team here to see if they can make a run down 7 with 68 seconds remaining.
It'll be Kepke as he works his way to the Bellaire side of the court. Points need to go up in a hurry here for the Eagles. The Hansen in control. Got a big 3 here a few moments ago. Floats in 2.
And that's exactly what you got to do if you're Bellaire. Get a quick basket. Now put on the pressure.
5-point, 2-possession game. Ryan to Kerr on the inside, spins around. Good patience, not able to connect. On the putback, no good either. Hansen gets it back. 41 seconds to go as Kepke takes it across. Now to Lepardo Levitt, working the baseline. Gets shoved out of bounds, and that'll be the foul coming up on Holscher.
See right there, good aggressive drive going toward the basket. Credit Bellaire for being aggressive. If you're the Eagles, anytime you get a transition opportunity, I'd be looking for a trailer like Hansen coming down the floor last, finding him, let him get his puppies squared, get a good shot, see if he can knock it down.
Onto the basket, fighting for 2 more. That's Dawson Durr, and it's a 3-point game once again. 26 seconds to go. Holscher gets that one off to Shepard, and it'll be timeout called by Coach Finnegan, Charles.
Yeah, you got to take the timeout there. Time was starting to pile up in the backcourt. You didn't have any positive momentum going towards half court or getting into the front court. So let's see, timeouts left. The Eagles have 1, the Gladiators have 2. And I think it's really going to come down to free throw shooting here. But let's check the chat here, Shane.
Yeah, it's blowing up. We've got a good conversation going between Mercy Syke and a few others. So we thank you for blowing that up, because not only does that show us that you're interested, but that also gives us good algorithm vibes on YouTube.
We got some prayers in the chat going out to Isaiah Millward.
Yeah.
And a lot of other people just saying, hey, you know, one guy says, clutch up my mighty Eagles fly, Eagles fly. So we got some Eagle fans in the chat. We got some Gladiator fans in the chat here. It's a fun game. I mean, this is the embodiment of what you want to see from high school basketball in northern Michigan. 2 teams, irregardless of size of school, just coming out here. Obviously, they share the connection between head coach Sean Finnegan and his ties to Bellaire High School. He played for Stan Sexton, and he had some words before the game as well. And, you know, it's just so cool to see these 2 teams that you wouldn't see play all that often come here in honor and commemoration of one of the great high school coaches in northern Michigan to ever walk the sidelines, and we've got a great game here because of it.
That's exactly right. Lions 2025 Super Bowl champ says Stan Sexton sure was something special to watch back then. Sharing your sentiments, Charles. And out of bounds, Luke Gorman. It'll be back to the Eagles with 17 seconds to go.
Yeah, Gorman, maybe if he wears a size 10 instead of a size 12, he's able to keep his foot in bounds. But he had his toe on the out-of-bounds line. Shane, this is coming right down to the wire.
Yes, it is. Kepke with the chance to tie it here, bring it within 1. It'll be a 1-point game.
So Shane
delivers the mail there, 49-48 score.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, but help jog my memory at the same time. It was around the 7-minute mark of this quarter when the Gladiators had an 11-point lead.
Yep. At the beginning of this quarter, it was a 41-30 ball game.
Yeah, and since then, the Eagles have outscored the Gladiators 18-8.
Yeah.
Down by 1, started the 4th, 11 points. Now it's just a single-digit lead for the Traverse City St. Francis Gladiators. I mean, you got to be imagining right now what each of these coaches are drawing up, and we're going to go through that right now. First with the Bellaire Eagles. You want to get a lot of pressure right off the rip. Bellaire also have to let your players know that you don't have any timeouts left. So if they do get a steal, they can't take a timeout if they get swarmed or trapped in the corner. Now let's go over to the Gladiators. Every single player for them needs to be able to catch the ball and make a move toward the basket strong, be strong with the basketball, pass fake. The Gladiators will not go to the free throw line on the first Bellaire Eagle foul. So you got to be ready to play through contact and be strong with the basketball upon dribbling it for the Gladiators. So this is what it's all about, Shane. It comes down to this.
That's right, Charles. Luke Gorman, the inbounds to Holscher. A lot of time spent here. Lepardo Levitt comes away with it for the Eagles. That'll be knocked out of bounds by the Gladiators. 5 seconds for the Eagles to work with here to try and come away with the win. 49-48, the Glads hold on for dear life to the
Eagles with no timeouts. Gladiators still with 2. So when Bellaire inbounds this ball, and head coach Sean Finnegan is going to take the timeout there, utilize the fact that he's got 2 left.
Yeah.
Try to just see what he can do here. And now here's something. chess match time between these two great coaches. You got to imagine the Gladiators have been playing man-to-man defense all night long, Shane. Do they maybe throw a wrinkle and go zone? If they go zone, that would really throw a wrench into any kind of play that Bellaire's drawn up in this timeout right now. So you got to factor in all these different types of contingencies right now if you're these two teams. I think if you're the Eagles, you got to get some sort of screen and roll action between Koepke and Hansen. Involve your two best players who, if the Gladiators decide to trap them, they can make a smart and good decision with the basketball. If you're the Gladiators, do you determine that you're going to change your defensive schematic here? Maybe go zone, stay man, are you going to trap? You're going to hard hedge any type of ball screen or dribble handoff? It's going to be interesting to see here, Shane, but it's certainly one worth paying attention to. If you're a high school basketball fan tuning in tonight, you've been in, with a treat of a basketball game.
One of the best high school basketball games I've seen so far this season. Charles and I have both called probably a dozen plus of them so far this year.
And another nail biter for the Gladiators. Another 1 point game coming down the stretch for them. They had a 1 point affair against the Charlevoix Raiders on January 3rd. Here we go.
4 seconds and counting. That'll be a foul against Harrison Shepard.
And that's the last foul to give that the Gladiators had.
Yep.
And it also allows them to get a little insight and advanced scouting of what kind of principle or play the Eagles wanted to run there. The little dribble handoff with Koepke and Hansen.
2 valuable seconds chewed off the clock. Hansen spinning around for the buzzer beater. It's in! It's in! And the Eagles win this one against the visiting Gladiators. Wow, what a moment, Charles. I am in disbelief. The Eagles take down the mighty Gladiators and move on in this season to an 11-1 record. All thanks to number 0 as he walks down the court, Mr. Drake Koepke. The Gladiators go home with another close but heartbreaking loss all the same.
Wow. I tell you what, Shane, you got to say that the way that play started off, it didn't look like Koepke really knew where he wanted to go to. He eventually got to his spot at about the elbow extended area, and because he's 6'2", was able to shoot over the defender, knock down the elbow jump shot, and call game on it, man.
Yeah.
That was impressive. But also impressive was the Eagle defense in the last quarter of that game. They started trapping. They forced a lot of turnovers. Actually, they forced back-to-back turnovers by the Gladiators right down in this student section corner. And I'd be remiss if I didn't make mention that I think the student section here for Bellaire might have played an impact in this game, forcing those 2 turnovers at the end of this fourth quarter.
No doubt about it. This is the 3rd game I've called here in Bellaire this year, and this was by far the most involved the student section has been. And it was a big factor in changing the tide of momentum here for the Eagles to come away with this one. Again, down 11 at the beginning of this period, 41-30. Come away 50-49, a 20-point quarter to seal the win here against St. Francis.
Yeah, so the Eagles coming away with a big win here tonight. Obviously, you're looking at the rest of the Ski Valley, and everyone watching this game might think, man, Bellaire taking on Traverse City St. Francis, still coming away with a 1-point victory. The way that Bellaire was able to grit this thing out toward the end of the game with that fourth quarter comeback, the shot making on display between Hansen and Koepke, and the way that they would pick their moments to be aggressive and then getting their other teammates involved, it was really impressive. For the Gladiators, this is a learning opportunity for them. They've got to figure out a better way to close out basketball games, Shane. Yep. This one, they let slip away, but I think you got to give a lot of credit to this Bellaire Eagle team here that they just did not give up.
Right. It's been a tough go so far for Sean Fagan and his young varsity basketball team, but there's a lot of time left in this season to work some kinks out. They still only have a 4-7 record, plenty of time to mount up those wins. But for now, Bellaire is the victor here on Stan Sexton night. What a night for the buzzer beater to come away with the win for him.
Yeah, and the Bellaire with this victory
goes to 11-1.
Yep, and the only loss coming on the road to Charlevoix. And they'll have a home game versus East Jordan on January 21st. And then the big showdown, they'll be taking on Gaylord St. Mary on January 29th at Gaylord St. Mary. That game for Bellaire and Gaylord St. Mary could very well determine the outcome of the Ski Valley Conference race. And, you know, that'll be certainly a very, very fun game. You'll have to tune into that one. So, Shane, let's wrap this thing up, man. I don't want to overshadow how good of a game this was here by us talking about it too much.
That's exactly right, Charles. So for the both of us here, again, Charles and I pulling double duty tonight. He was calling a Gaylord St. Mary game, comes over here to join mine. We both want to thank you so much, all of you, for tuning in and letting us know who you're watching for and all that good stuff on our chat box, and for being such wonderful fans game in and game out. For our sponsors tonight, TVC Cherry Capital Airport, Gaylord Eye Care Center, Shirley Battershell, and the Lake House, we want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great night, and for those of you out on the road, safe travels. Good night.